This is not the end, she says. She's drenched in blood. You laugh and say, good God, are you crazy? We've got enough fun. What's flowing like broken glass in your ears? But against all odds it starts to make sad hands and you feel selfish and now together I think of everything we could be. We could be friends. Living out someone else's life. Who didn't choose? Time has a funny way of changing what's meant for you. And if we can love it on, we'll all a little walk down all these things we could be. She says, not too much. You gotta keep her head in the game right now when you lose that crush. And if we can learn from what we messed up last time, we'll know everything we could be. We could be right. We could be.
Just let you go. Turn around again. Find yourself. It's not half as bad as you thought it was. It's not an epic that you live. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you'd better get out tonight. We'll still hold you back from the edge. Don't watch this fool. Don't waste your money Do it now, act faster and lie to yourself. Never heavy with the consequence you're running from. Never think about the way it was. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you'd rather get out and I will still hold you back from the edge. I will wait with you till the end if that's how you want it. I'll be your audience and I will still hold you back from the edge. We can dress it up in red if that's how you want it. But you would rather get out and I will still hold you back from the edge. I will wait with you till the end if that's how you want it. I'll be your audience and I will still hold you back from the edge. I will wait with you till the end. I will still hold you back from the edge. I will believe the odds, be hopeful, and try not to undo that which was built all around me. Take it all the way back to the melody.
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One to Go Studios coverage of the split decision triple threat into being 95 at the Daytona International Speedway here under the lights at Daytona Beach, Florida. I'm Harold Darner, the voice of One to Go Studios. Joining me tonight is Ken Cushwall. Cushy, man, how are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm excited about this. All of the cars on the track at the same time. This is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, the format is so different. We're going to be running 95 minutes, so about 45-second laps. They're out there qualifying right now, so we're going to do 95 minutes with 3 class of cars at Daytona. So you think it's wild with the Cup cars out there, throw the Xfinity cars and the trucks all on one track. It's big, it's wide track. Let's see what kind of carnage comes out of this.
There'll certainly be enough targets out there, that's for sure, if you had that many trucks and cars.
39 drivers have scheduled their way into tonight, and we're going to have qualifying kicking off. We got a few cars already on the racetrack, so let's try to catch up with some of these drivers as they hit around for the split decision triple threat into being 95 tonight.
All right, let's see who we got and what's happening. I like it.
Right here we got Taco Gortman taking
Is there
his...
a better name?
What's that?
Is there a better name than Taco Gortman? I mean, right off the gate, what a great name.
Right, first one we get right off the bat. He is a Cup car. Cup cars are in yellow. Xfinity cars are in the pink. And blue are our trucks. So those of you watching the grid will see the yellow and black numbers will be Cup cars. Pink and black numbers will be Xfinity Series. And the blue and black numbers will be the trucks. And they are using the new Cup cars, by the way, Ken. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did not notice that, but a little closer look now, they look fantastic. We were looking at them last night, as a matter of fact, my daughter and I, so that looks good.
iRacing had a big part in testing for the cars before they actually got on the racetrack. So they did get to have the ability to preview them here in the last season for iRacing. So this is the first full season that they'll be out. And this is the starting race for Split Decision, and it's sponsored by Into Being LLC, and they're a medical device prototyping and consulting firm based in downtown Saline, Michigan. They work with clients throughout the entire product development process and specialize in providing guidance through the complex regulatory pathway required for medical devices. And I thought it was kind of interesting, Ken, you and I, work at our local church, and I do special needs stuff, so I know dealing with medical equipment and getting the equipment from the start to the finish is a heck of a problem. So these guys at Into Being LLC seem like they're going to be helping people get those products that they need to take care of themselves at home.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I mean, especially knowing that about the special needs and things like that. What a great sponsor for that. See, Taco Gortman laid down 48.351. We were watching him just a moment ago. So probably one of the guys we ought to keep an eye on tonight. Looks like he's going to be pretty fast.
So these guys here right now, Greg Holt is our top guy. Let's pull up there. Greg Holt with 48.306 was his fastest lap.
He was moving 48.306.
Jacob Hirsch, the number 13 in the truck series here. Hey, Kathy Joe in the house. All right, so Kathy Joe shows up on Facebook. Those of you who have been watching my Facebook streams know Kathy Joe well. She shows up quite a bit. It's been a few weeks off, Kathy. How you been? That's our Facebook extraordinaire, Kathy. You gotta love it when people show up and watch the streams and watch these guys get around, so.
Absolutely. I got my daughter sitting over watching it right now, so she's excited too.
Yeah, Katie is watching on YouTube. So we got some people watching around. Looks like we got a few. And if you are watching on any of the streams, you can type. I will look at the chat. I promise I will give you a shout out. Tell us what driver you're pushing for, and we'll try to get them to the front for you.
Absolutely. We've got Kayla McCarthy out there running a lap currently on the 24 car. She's pushed old Taco down too. Boy, I tell you what, there's some cars putting down laps now.
Yeah, I like this Exalta paint scheme. Look at the 24. Look at those nice numbers on the side of the machine here.
That is a good-looking car, yep.
You know, we got to talk about not only who's going to win this thing, but who's got the best-looking paint scheme before we end this thing.
Absolutely. You got the State Water Heaters car on there now. Nathan Manwaring. He's driving an Xfinity car, so keep an eye on him.
As we were talking earlier, and he looks like he's got the 56 stamped, and it looks like he's got a number underneath that, so that's going to be interesting to see. But we were talking earlier about, these guys and their different paint schemes and stuff, and looks like most of these drivers actually got, their custom paint schemes in. They're matching their numbers, which is great. And it's a good way for the drivers to actually, some of these drivers actually bring sponsorship out here, just like the Real Cup guys do.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And the cars just look fantastic on the screen as well. There's the Rockstar truck. It's amazing how authentic these trucks and cars look.
A little bit of a wall there for Thomas.
Yeah.
So far, we have 31 drivers have put times down. So, this is going to be one heck of a field, man. I'm really, like you said, I'm really excited. Wendigo Studios was asked by the admins to pick up the first 2 races. Their broadcasters weren't available yet. So we'll have Daytona here under the lights, and we'll take Vegas next week as well.
High rolling in Vegas. That'll be a great time. Watching that race will be a good thing, too. Now, we see the trucks running. I see that Bill Klingbeil so far is the best in the Xfinity. Looks like Greg Holt's holding down the pole on the Cup Series guys, and then trucks finishing up that now.
And we got about another 2.5 minutes left. There's another Exalta ride. Check that out.
Yeah, I like that scheme. That's a good looking car right there.
Got the chrome going on. That's so you see the change when the lights hit it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a thing iRacing put in about 1.5 years ago. We can actually matte or gloss the paint schemes, and man, you can really see the reflection on that car as it hits the lights.
Yep. Yeah, that's beautiful. I love the tie-in of the rainbows through both sides of the top and then along the hood. That's a fantastic looking car.
And another truck here of Matthew Lutz.
54, yep.
Well, been looking at times here. We got the fastest of 48.3, and that's the Cup Series.
Yep.
A 50 is the top time for the Xfinities, and the trucks are at 51. So the 2 seconds difference right around for between the Cup and the Xfinity, and about a second back for the trucks over at Xfinity. But that's not in the draft. So you throw the draft package in there, and we don't know what's going on.
I was about to say. I still say there's going to be some targets out there. If you got 2 seconds difference, you're going to start to see some cars that are going to be caught up in the mix of it all. I can't wait.
Well, let's talk a little bit about tonight. Tonight, like I said, is we're running here to 2.5 here, 95 minutes. So we just talked about the average times in qualifying, so that will increase. Unlike most of the time where they're going to get slower than the qualifying times, you're going to get faster because you're in the draft package. So you're going to end up getting faster times in race conditions. We have penalties for 12 incidents, and then every 6 after that, and at 24 they will disqualify the driver. So if you're new to watching any iRacing system, what that means is just this: if you get off the track, it's a 1, it's 2 for hitting the wall, and 4 for hitting another car. Now sometimes they can hit lightly and be a 2x, but if they get to 12, they will receive a drive-through penalty. If they get to 18, it'll be another drive-through penalty. And at 24, man, it's like the Twilight Zone. They disappear. It's like, poof, bye-bye, and he won't even be there anymore. So that's
I'm starting to think we may see that tonight. But by the way, last lap, that Matthew Lutz, he put himself into the second position in the truck. So
that's
great
run
by him there on that last lap. But yeah, I look forward to this. I mean, you take all of this, the Cup cars, you throw them out there on the track. They're going to be pulling. The thing I'm looking forward to is how much moving around is every group going to do? Is the draft going to be so much that it'll push them left or right? It should be interesting to see, especially because we all know that the trucks pull different than the Xfinity. Xfinity pulls different than the Cup cars. So it should be interesting to see how they run each other and how they ride in the big pack too. So
we are ready to start the grid. Turtle Shells is our sponsor for the starting grid for tonight for the Into Being 95 here at Daytona International Speedway under the lights at Daytona Beach, Florida. Greg Holt is the pole sitter, and Joseph Causey outside in the number 8. Row 2, Dave Gilbert and Josh Saucy. In row number 3 is Nate Johnson and Tyler Rush. Kayla McCarthy and Andy Turner are in row 4. Row number 5 is Kevin Bernheimer and Taco Gortman. Luke Smith and Chris Weller will be in row 6. That is all your Cup drivers, from what I can tell. And then we start getting into Xfinity in row 7. Bill Klingbeil and Dakota Kramer. In row 8 is Keith Fonseca and Patrick Anderson. Row number 9, Nathan Manwaring and Michael Gitchell. Some of these guys, I apologize in advance for your names. Mark Ackerman and Jeff Ramsdale in the row 10. Adam Benefiel and Richard Crane will roll out the row 11 for the Xfinity. Starting the trucks off, Jorge Canales and Matthew Lutz in row 12. Row 13, Matthew Cope and John Peterson. Row 14, Mark Proctor and Jacob Hirsch. Row 15, Vinny Tabby and Josh Beaver. Zach Johnson and Brendan Whitford in row 16. Row 17 is John Humphrey and Patrick Gaspar. Thomas Teagan and in the Xfinity towards the back, Mike Alward in row 18. 19 is David Desperios and Josh McKinney. And Jay Taylor with Billy Smith in row 20. I believe that's everybody. We got 40 cars out here tonight.
Yeah, and they're rolling off the grid now, heading out into get out on the track. This should be a good time right here.
There's Greg Holt, that is your pole sitter for the Cup Series. Behind in the 13th position, that's Bill Klingbill in the 83. He's leading off the Xfinity. And Jorge Canales in, and I apologize for your name, Jorge. I know that part, but the part that kind of killing me
Canales.
here.
You got
Canales,
it.
all right.
Canales.
All right, we'll go Canales. He's leading off the trucks in the 23rd position. Man, this is going to be one heck of a start. Thomas Myers checking in on YouTube. He says, let's go DGR Cooter Racing. So there we got somebody already kicking us off. And about halfway through here, we're going to be talking to people about who's got the best paint scheme. So if you guys have a favorite scheme, type it up in the chat for me.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at all of these. There's some phenomenal looking paint schemes out there. I'm surprised at, like, again, how much detail we're seeing. Really like some of these cars, some of the sponsors that are on them. So this should be a good time. I see Greg Holt taking on the inside. That's fantastic. This is going to be a good race. I see the Busch car out there. That's a good looking paint scheme too. I noticed that earlier. Here we go, dipping off.
Here we go. It's coming to green for the first time.
There's the flag. The flag's waving. Cars are heading on off.
There we go. And the timing and scoring has got to catch up after the first one there, so give me a second on that. But Greg Holt is leading us off with the number 8 car on the outside. That 81 is also pushing the train to the outside. They got a 4-car stack on the outside going to the backstretch. Looks like Holt just jumped up in the front of that outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Holt just pulled up in the front on the top side. It looked like that side was moving. He was right. It's a faster line up there right now. You can see the separation now between the front pack and then the next group after that.
And just to let people know about the timing, you see it says 34 minutes left. That's because my timing and scoring does not have the hour. So we have 1 hour and 34 minutes. We'll let you know when we're below an hour. So right now we got to add an hour to that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can see it, so we can let them know. Looks like Holt's going to hold on to the lead right now. He's still got a little bobbing and weaving back there from row 1 to row 2. It's interesting to see who's taking high line, who's taking the low line.
Yeah, you see all these cars shimmy and shaking. We're back here with the trucks now. That 71 of Jorge is leading the way with the 54 of Lutz. So those 1-2 guys haven't moved at all.
No, they're still holding tight. And I like I said, that Matthew Lutz threw a great qualifying lap in there. So he's hanging tight, but he's getting a little pressure right now on the backside.
Tile Turtle Rush in the 27 is the fastest car on the track.
Saw a little damage on the backside of one of those cars already.
The high side is stalled, and Holt has moved way to the back.
Holt has fallen up. Well, those guys down below lined up really quick and just freight trained them on by.
That 81, that beautiful 81 Exalta car leading the way with a 27 at Tyler Turtle. But you can tell he got the fastest run, which is what caused that bottom line to continue to just roll on by. So now they're going to just get these guys to go one behind the other. Is single file racing in the front here as we're on board with Tyler Turtle Rush.
Tyler Turtle Rush. That's a fantastic name, too. Between him and Taco, I don't know. That's some excitement. I see Greg Holt dropped all the way back down to 11th right now, so he's just going to have to bide his time. He's got plenty of time to go, though.
But it looks like, I believe, there's that the Cup cars are all by themselves. 7 seconds back to the Xfinity Series, and you see these guys all together in a group. So, I mean, this is pack racing, but what's great about this triple threat is they're everywhere. They got 3 packs in 3 different areas of the track right now.
Well, I noticed just before we went over to the Xfinity, there was a truck about to get pulled in by the Cup cars. So, yeah, interesting. And the funny thing here is you see the Xfinity guys, they're not lined up. They got 2 rows still battling each other right now.
Yeah, but the trucks are like right behind them.
Trucks are hauling right up against them, that's for sure. Absolutely. Look at that. That's some good racing right there. Number 71 still holding it, but looks like Josh McKinney moved up into the right behind the 71 on the truck side.
Yeah, this is what I think they were expecting to see with the triple threat, with these 2 car classes mixing it up here as the Cup cars are just gone.
Yeah, I didn't think the Cup cars would wait very long. Once they got in the line, I mean, it's like a freight train. There's nothing that's going to stop those guys. See Holt pulling out. I guess he's just trying to get a little air, trying to cool it all down. But that beautiful 81 sitting out front, Josh Susie, looking good.
Yeah, we didn't get into this. They also have 1 spare car in the pits, as well as unlimited tires. So tires are not a problem.
Oh, good.
So they can get as many as they want, and if they do get balled up, they can get it back to pit road and jump into another rig sitting there waiting for them.
There you go. I'd like to have an extra rig sitting in my driveway. That would be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be. And, we haven't even, since it's night, we usually don't talk about this, but let's pull into our weather. Our weather's provided by Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing for the into being 95 here. And it's partly cloudy, 66 in the air, 68. That's a cool temperatures in Daytona. They must have got cooled off by that hurricane, man, coming up there.
Man, that is a beautiful night in Daytona. You can't ask for anything better than that. Track temp at 68 as well, so the cars are going to hang on that really good.
And here we are, another on board here with the leader, Josh Saucy.
Good view from here. Gives you a good idea of what it feels like going down the long stretch there. A couple cars are jumping out, but they don't have enough to kind of make that move.
Well, they only have 65% fuel. So basically that is there's their truck you just talked about there passing, so.
Yep.
So their 65% is their fuel load. Ooh, and you can't go underneath that line and pass nobody. Yellow
there, yeah.
Caution is out on the racetrack.
Yep, see that? Yellow flag is out. My guess is for the last truck we saw as they went by. I don't know that he's going to make it back to the pits, I think was the big problem. That looks like a little damage there, absolutely.
Try to see here, we can see the 13, see what might have happened to him. Whoa, there it is.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Boom, boom. The mini one, not the big one, that was the mini one.
Took out the fence and everything. Boy. That took out quite a few trucks right there. You got who went flying there? They got the 13 coming in. It started right in front of him, and he had nowhere to go. Oh, my goodness. Look at that view.
Clicking through the gears there.
Absolutely. That was quite a ride. Even on a computer, that was quite a ride.
All right, first caution out for the day.
Looks like that was Jacob Hirsch in the trucks. Went flying up into the fence, took most of the fence out there. Got a couple of them involved in that little tangle there. 81 car coming down.
Yeah, we have the 81. It's like all the Cup cars everybody's coming.
Everybody's coming in right now. They're all coming in.
Kathy Joe says, "Big ouch."
Absolutely. Yeah, I've pulled that up so I can watch her comments too. So, indeed, that was a big ouch. Thank goodness these are on computers and not live people, because that'd have been a big mess.
Okay, so we, based on the way scoring is, we do not have the ability to see who takes fast repairs unless we catch them on pit lane. Sorry about that. We will try to get that fixed for next race. But they do have a car, so the guys that did get wiped out there can jump into a new truck. So that is good. They got another chance to get back out there and race, which is great. Everybody likes to race, right?
Absolutely, everybody likes to race, and certainly they don't want to be left behind either. But looks like a couple of them are showing Zach Johnson, Jacob Hirsch, Brendan Whitford. All of those guys are showing a lap down. Josh Beaver showing 2 laps down. So I would imagine those were the ones that were involved in that truck accident. You see a couple Xfinity guys down in the 27th and 30th place as well. So interesting how it's playing out. Got an Xfinity guy came out of the pits in 8th place, Dakota Kramer. So
Yep.
should be a good fill there.
Fuel only looks like,
Yep.
because that's 5.9 seconds in his box. Some of these guys look like they took tires. Dave Gilbert at a 13.8. So it took at least right side tires probably for Dave Gilbert in that number 7.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a couple of them. 14.2. Kayla McCarthy probably took a full load there, all 4 tires. Had one. Chris Wheeler was in there for quite a while, 33.1 seconds on his stop. So
Yeah. They can fix a little bit of damage while they're in there. It's just, if you have not seen iRacing, this is what the platform that we're on is iRacing, iRacing.com, and you can check it out. It's a subscription-based service that actually lasers the track down to these I believe it's now 6-inch squares.
yeah, that's
So
unbelievable.
laser measured the track for every single bump, every crack and crevice on the track is put into the video game, and they do the same thing with the cars as well.
What a phenomenal look to this. I mean, you're looking at this. I remember the first time I saw iRacing, just blown away by how good the detail is. If you've ever been to any of these tracks, you literally can sit there and go, man, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that. It's a great job by iRacing and how they do this.
It's a great job by them, and it's amazing. And you and I talked about this before. The NASCAR Cup Series guys got while the COVID incident was last season, paused live racing, actually jumped into this, and actually this is what you saw on Fox.
Absolutely, and it was good. I mean, it was fantastic racing. It was fun to watch. It was even better to watch them sitting in their rigs and getting upset, a.k.a. Denny Hamlin's daughter turning the screen off halfway through. That's some phenomenal stuff right there. And that's, but the iRacing just brings a whole lot of thrill. All right, he's dipping off, so it looks like we're going green.
We are going green, and they're all single file restart here as the green flag waves. Saucy off. Now, you got to be careful here, Ken. If you get off to too big of a lead, the guys behind you will blow your doors off.
Absolutely. Freight train you like nobody's business. Thankfully for Saucy in the front, he didn't get too far of a jump, but I noticed Greg Holt dropped down, tried to get that advantage of the start early. So that's a good move there. He's moved back up into the 7th place. So that's good to see.
And it was like the 12 Cup drivers are all still out here. Looks like we have one of our race cars has called it quits. That's Brendan Whitford, and the 131 truck has put it in the garage. They do have lucky dogs here, so full cautions come out. They can have a wave around, so that does happen as well.
Not a bad thing catching that lucky dog. See the 27 rush is all over the place. I don't know if it's just from the the draft pushing him up and down, but maybe he's just feeling out which way he's going to go. It's good to see those cars lined up though. Watch them just dance back and forth.
Yeah, I have not had very much experience with the new Cup Series cars, so I'm kind of curious to see how they'll work. I have a lot of experience in the Xfinity Series and those trucks that are further back, though. And those trucks can be a handful when you come around that corner with a full head of steam, and that guy behind you doesn't get on the gas just right, and you can end up having to take evasive actions really quick. Closing speed in this track is amazing on those cars.
Well, it's a good thing you pointed that out, since they are using those new next generation cars. You're right. Who knows what they're feeling on that wheel when they're behind a car, when they've got them all lined up. I would imagine that, you know, these kind of things are something they're going to feel out as it goes along. But again, good racing so far right now. There you got the trucks all bunched up, and a couple of Xfinity cars looks like pushed in there too.
Yeah, we had, that's, looks like Richard Crane in a 36. He's got some rear end damage.
He got that early on, I believe. That's the other Exalted car. I think he had that early on. He's been out there driving around, but I'm pretty sure that was the one guy we saw earlier on.
Ooh,
but the trucks
close
are
between the 36 and the 77. Evasive
Yes,
action,
indeed.
nobody got hurt. So, but you watch the trucks, you can see how they're dancing around. And even that 36 Xfinity car, they're dancing around a lot more than the Cup cars are.
They really are. So I wonder if it's just a matter of all of the, you know, well, his backside being hit like that, I can't imagine he's got much grip right now. He's probably feeling that pretty bad.
Let's see, we can go up here to the Xfinity series. There's our Xfinity cars.
I really like that Busch paint scheme, by the way. That's a good-looking car right there. Is that a fall theme, it looks like?
It looks like that. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah, that stands out, especially in the lights. That's a good-looking car. I like the green flames on the inside there as well. That's a good-looking car. I tell you, it's amazing how detailed they look tonight.
Yeah, but like you see, we're seeing that these cars are dancing around a lot more than the Cup cars. So I think the Cup cars have a really good downforce package that's helping them keep that car stable, because these cars, this is what I normally notice at Daytona, is you got to be really quick on that wheel, because that car will slide around a lot as you see this car stagger left, stagger right.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bill Klingbeil, he's down there in the 83, and he's getting a nice little push from behind there. It's a good, tight pack. It's amazing that those three up top are holding as well as they are.
Yeah, the high line tends to be faster here. It's just the low line can be sketchy. iRacing, just that it's the tri-oval. The bottom guys tend to lose sight of where the tri-oval comes back up, and that's what happens. Like that 99 goes up into the 97, and if they don't evade correctly, that somebody goes up into a wall. And it's quite bumpy down there.
Well, I was going to say, that was a good save. He did get, the cars are just dancing around as far as the Xfinity cars go. Really amazing how they're holding on to some of these things. I see he's flicked back up to the Cup cars. These guys now in two-packed as well, so they're not doing they're not freight training anymore. They decided to add an extra rail and run them both.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty darn good. Competitive racing. The Cup cars are definitely showing the muscle that these cars have and the horsepower and the new package that they have. Looking pretty good. They're giving room to each other. And, then we got the Xfinity cars and then the trucks. It's kind of spread out. And I'm just going to be curious about what happens when you get green flag to the point that the Cup cars catch the pack of trucks.
Oh, absolutely. I wanted to note, I don't know if you noticed this, but the old number 3, the pole sitter, climbing back up in there. Greg Holt is really going in and out, trying to get that position. He wants back out front. You can see him working hard.
Looks like he prefers that outside line, and he's second car back behind the number 8.
Yeah, he is pushing Causey really hard right now. He wants that lead. You can just see it.
Kathy agrees with you that all the cars are beautifully done. And there's still green flag, and now we have a lap car. The truck does the right thing, pulls down below the apron, lets them go by as the Cups slide by our lap truck.
So I guess we got to kind of ask Kathy Jo, do you got a favorite yet?
I don't know, Kathy, what you think? We'll give her a second to type that back. We're in an advantage. We get to speak, and it's a little easier.
That's true. That is true.
But anybody
Greg
out
Holt has pushed. Hey, look there. Greg Holt's now pushed Causey into the lead. Greg Holt right on his tail. These cars are doing an amazing job kind of hanging in there.
Whoa! Turtle
we just moved him right on out of the way.
And I'm surprised that's not a caution. Wow. And I did not say this, This is a race-controlled event, which means only when there's a person who's actually throwing the flags. The computer's not doing it. So that involved 2 cars. They told me if it's less than 3, we're going green.
There you go.
So that is not enough.
Dave Desperos was one that was sent down in there in the truck. He was sent down in Turtle wasn't having it anymore. He was moving. Turtle was going too fast. He's one of the fast turtles out there. It was a good, you said it was going to happen. There it was.
And this is the car that Kathy points out to. This is Nate Johnson in the 88 in that Into Being LLC car. Not sure. He's got the sponsor. When you got the title sponsor, do you get an extra mile per hour, maybe?
I don't know.
A little extra horsepower.
Good looking car. I tell you what, that's a great design. I like the way they block the white and the blue. Good choice there, Kathy Joe. All right, hey, notice they've lined back up again. It's time that they start catching things and go right back into that train again. Oh, an orange crush car. How about that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm still liking that 24, maybe because I'm a little bit biased,
I was going to say, it might be because you're biased by that. That's okay.
If it had Liberty on it, it definitely would win, hands down.
Of course it would.
You know what? Why don't you reach over and ask Katie what she thinks?
Katie, what do you got so far? How are you enjoying this? Katie's got a big thumbs up. Have you got a car yet? Katie's favorite's 83 car.
The 83 car, all right.
83 is Bill Klingbeil. That's the green flame. There he is. That's a good-looking car. Kind of got like the, that almost looks like Gravedigger's colors right there with the flame.
Whiskey, is that Whiskey Road Hot Wings, man?
Yeah.
Gonna make me some hungry.
A little of that. Yeah.
I hate when they do that. It makes me hungry. And I can't leave.
I know. You got something to do. You got to keep watching, but that's okay.
Kathy Joe, are you still in Dundalk? You can bring me some wings?
That's right. She's not far away.
Well, yeah, we got these guys now. They're passing the cars. That's number 11. If they're passing now.
Number 30 is hanging in there pretty good, though. Is that the 30 truck?
Yeah, Zach Johnson.
Zach Johnson. Looks like they're blending in now because they're being caught.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got Josh McKinney's in the 11 truck, and he's the one that's been moving around a little bit too.
Kathy Joe, she moved back to New York, so.
Oh, Kathy Joe. Well, you're closer to me than him, but still not close enough, darn it. But you know what that means, Harold? That means she gets the best wings around because she'll, where do you think the buffalo wings came from? So New York.
From New York State, yeah? Upstate in Buffalo, right?
Upstate in Buffalo, that's it. I might be leaning towards that Bush paint scheme is fantastic looking. I really like that. Dakota Kramer got a good looking car tonight.
Now we see the trucks, right there with, hanging with the Xfinity cars. Now that the Xfinity cars are starting to get by them, maybe they're picking up that draft there. That number 11 staying right with them.
I was about to say they look like once they're with the draft, they're fine. They don't seem to be losing time. And here we are still up front, just dancing around, passing some of the trucks. And there's the Exalta still. That car, man, that's a lot of damage in the back end of that car, isn't there?
Yep.
I'm surprised Greg Holt hasn't tried to go around yet. He's got plenty of time. I mean, there's plenty of time out there, but I say he might have the best car tonight. He's just playing around right now. He's not there.
Getting our digger cam on here.
Yeah, I love the digger cam. These are some wonderful camera views.
Oh, we got a truck on pit lane.
Yep.
That's Matthew Kopp, the 46. So 1 hour, 12 minutes to go in the opening race of the season for the split decision triple threat guys on board here.
Dave Desperos, that truck that was having that problem, got spun out by the turtle. He's still sitting on there. He's been on there for a while. He's down 7 laps now, so I don't know how much longer he's going to be sitting. What is that, Fred's car? That's that 48 car.
Is that Fred Glitch?
Fred's Glitch, and that's Michael Gitchell driving that car. The Xfinity cars definitely dance a lot more, don't they?
Definitely. They on iRacing, so those drive people who do drive the iRacing series, they say that the Xfinity series car, the way the model and the tire package and everything is together, it's the driver's car. It really puts it into the driver's hands more than any of the other models. I tend to agree. I really like the Xfinity series. Probably my second best is the Xfinity series. Number one is still my open wheel Indy series.
Oh, I would imagine they probably have plenty of grip in those Indy series cars, but just impressed with how some of these guys are moving around, not going below the line. They're playing with it, but they're not going below the line. And then the trucks, once they get caught, seem to be able to tail on these guys and pull really well. The 11 car is still hanging in there with that same group. So that's good to see.
Definitely. We have the Thomas Myers on YouTube saying he can't wait to have the number 77 WDWA Next Gen car on track next week. So
there you go.
So, you know, it looks like we're going to have different people next week, I guess, you know. Like I said, this is our first broadcast of the split decision triple threat. I got approached by the guys here and, hey, we need your help, and I was like, sure.
No, this is fantastic. I mean, if you're a race car scenario kind of person, this is a great scenario where all three of them are out there. They're all digging. This pack has been the most exciting so far, where they're just trying to keep the cars controlled. But you can tell they're moving around a lot with the draft and everything.
And but the thing about it is your closing speed. You get all that speed on the front stretch, and then just getting into the turn slows the car down. And you got to be careful. You're the car behind. It's your responsibility to stay off the bumper of the guy in front of you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And if I don't know how much you see how much you can tell from watching it at home, but seeing through these cars is the biggest challenge, I think. So let's try to see here what Nate Johnson sees in his car. We just switch here to, there we go, we'll switch to this one. So we're on board here, and you can see, like, he can see the car directly in front of him, but has no idea what's in front of him.
Yeah, no. Once you tie up tight, you have no idea what's going to happen. You can see him kind of, Greg Holt just kind of slide down a little bit, but for the most part, when he's looking, he can't see a thing other than a tail and exhaust.
So you got to definitely be able to mess with that throttle. As you can see, you're seeing the onboard dashboard of Nate. You can kind of watch, he comes off the gas just a tad bit, going behind the car. I know in the Xfinity series, I tend to have my left foot on the brake, and I just lightly touch the brake to slow the car down entering the corner.
Yeah, this is a fantastic view, and the great thing is when you see him go into the corners, you can really get an idea of how banked that Daytona track is.
Well, you know, I did a half marathon in Talladega, and my wife Lori was giving out water, and it was amazing. At the end of the race, at the end of the run race, we walked from the start-finish line up to turn 4, and you could lay out, and it was like standing, like laying on a wall.
Oh wow!
It's not like you think it's a racetrack, but it's like a wall. it's way up there, is like looking at the side of a wall, and that's what they're driving on. It's amazing how fast these cars go. Yellow back out though. We have a caution out here.
I noticed a couple of the trucks have been on the pit lane more than once already. They were cycling through just a moment ago, so should be interesting to see how they come out as well. Jorge Canales has been pretty much in the control of the trucks the whole time. The 71 truck's been looking good the whole time. And
say,
speaking
next-
of him, and there he comes.
Yeah, next, I said, hopefully in the next race we'll have the system set up to where we can actually see the what's going on. So we're right here behind that Energy Systems car, Odyssey battery.
Good looking truck.
See the lights that going on there. Joe Causey's got the field here.
He does, and this is a good chance now for Greg Holt. Kind of get out there on the restart and see what he does.
Almost here like he is actually playing with the throttle. Let's see if we can jump into his car. And he is. He's clutching that sucker. I thought I heard it.
Yeah, he's heading in now. So he's going to get it down to the right speed, I imagine. Now, do they? Is it still timed? You can only go so fast.
Oh yeah, it's safe.
All right.
And it like, you know, sometimes since I know you say you got Katie with an Xbox, you know, like most like NASCAR heat and stuff, it takes over once you get to the line. Not in iRacing. You got to do it all. And
All
now when they get on, the only thing that is different between real racing and he missed his box.
He did.
He had to
Backed
slide
up.
back. It's not
Sure
helpful.
did. No.
The only difference here that try to get somebody together. Everybody's on pit lane right now. One of the big differences is that you see the white line. When they're on the right side of this white line, they are invisible to one another, so they can actually drive through another car. But once they're on the left side of that white line, they're back in play. That's the only thing they do, because sometimes there are pit stalls that are on top of one another based on the smaller tracks and stuff. So they basically have made it inside of the boxes. It is where the cars can't hit one another. But there's always, in the leagues, they say you can only go 3 boxes in and 2 boxes out. So there are people watching that, so you don't just run down the whole lane.
Hey, I noticed here on some of these, Greg Holt, of course, as I said, took advantage of Causey missing his box, but it looks like a couple other, Luke Smith, Kayla McCarthy, and Andy Turner, all of them turned out great, 8.4, 8.7, and 8.6 to get in front of Causey. So Causey dropped back quite a few spots by missing his box.
Yeah, that's not good. And the thing is, it's they have. This is where it gets interesting. Is I explained to some of the guys. There are add-ons. It is a video game, so there are computer parts and stuff that you can get. Looks like that's going to be our lucky dog running around on the outside, if you just saw.
Absolutely.
And so you have a spotter that iRacing provides you, but then there are aftermarket spotters. Like I use Digital Race Engineer, and he seems to do better. He tells me I'm the sandwich, and I'm the meat and the bread, man. Like guy on the left, guy on the right. But some of these times, these guys, they don't hear that. My guy will, some of the aftermarkets, they'll count you into your pit stall for you, just like the crew chiefs will. But iRacing won't do that.
And
So-
there's that taking a look at how they're coming out. That beautiful number 10 orange crush car sitting there, Luke Smith. That's good looking too. And then Michael Gitchell looks like he came out first for the Xfinity in 11th place. So interesting. He had a longer stop. Most of the Xfinity, looking at these guys, a lot of them had really long stops. But most of them at least probably took 4 tires, I would say, based on 14.8, 15.3.
They're getting them all set up. There's some wave arounds here. Josh McKinley got a wave around. So we're getting these guys ready to go here. Trying to see. Let me look here. We do have a couple drivers that do have live spotters. Number 77 and number 99 have live spotters, and that can be done also in iRacing, which is kind of neat.
That's excellent. That's got to be good to have somebody in your ear telling you what's happening, what's going on. So that's got to be helpful to the drivers.
All right, race control has and just to stop there for a second, has extended the caution period to get the wave rounds done.
Yeah, I see 2:52. So that's the old clock. We're at
1 hour, 2
1 hour,
minutes,
2
and
minutes.
47
Yep.
seconds. Yep.
That's it.
That's the problem about doing your own overlays. I hardly ever do timed events, so I didn't think about putting the hours up there.
Well, that's all right. We'll let them know how it works.
So yes, these overlays are created by myself and my graphics team. We do a pretty good job of that, and we're working on another set now.
Yeah.
So our graphics team is hard at work for next season. And if you are wondering, if you guys are looking at one to go and wondering where we've been, well, we actually have a contract with Extreme Motorsports for next season. We're off until, I believe, the second week of September, and we'll be on their Twitch channel from Monday through Thursday, since they are affiliated with Twitch, which means we will probably rebroadcast some of the stuff on One to Go Studios, but our live content will be on Twitch TV.
That sounds like a good place to switch over to. I know there's a lot of followers on Twitch, so they're going to get a good view of that. How about the wheel colors? Really like that, how the yellow on Greg's car, the orange on car really looks good, really makes that car look even better. So again, great design job on this. Love the pace car too, by the way. But
yes,
notice
iRacing's pace car. All right. Got a shout out to the iRacing.
Yeah, good looking pace car. I noticed there's no Toyotas out there, so obviously that's not a choice of most people I see.
Yeah, this is some good racing. It looks like we're single file yet again as we're coming off of turn number 4. We are not going. We are not going.
So I wonder if the pace car is going to shoot back out the other end here and try to pick them back up again.
He should be. We'll see what's going on. Here he comes.
Here he comes. Sure enough, asked for him. There he shows up.
That's a good thing about having live race control. They're looking just like in the real racing. They're like, I don't like it. It's not right. We're gonna hold the green. We're gonna hold the green and tell the drivers. They have communications directly with the drivers. Some of you who did watch NASCAR understand that we can hear what the drivers say if we're in the right channel. So enough about that. Moving on. I did some race control for them, so I'm familiar with this. Watching the pack front, back, and then the rear, and it usually takes 2 or 3 guys to watch the entire track.
Got a little smoke or dust there. What's that? There's
a truck that is hurt. It looks like he is stopped. So we're going to try to figure out what's going on with him. Looks like Lutz, Zach Johnson, Josh Beaver, John Peterson, and Brendan Whiteford, all of them are out. So
yeah, they're not currently
bunch.
Showing. Yeah, they're not currently showing. Matthew Lutz was the truck that was doing so well earlier on. A little surprised to see him out. But yeah, it looked like a little barbecue going on there, but now the truck's up and rolling now, so that's a good thing.
Maybe he was trying to give the position back. That could be possible. He was trying to get into his right position. But yeah, live race control. I've been asked as a broadcaster by lots of league admins, you know, what's the most important thing to have? And I was like, race control.
Absolutely.
It's a thankless job, man. It's like being a referee in any sport. Nobody likes that.
No doubt. No doubt. By the way, folks, if you're watching, the clock is now caught up, and we are where we are. So
that's right.
58:46. So, oh man.
I know, man. I tell you, it's like lots of bells and whistles that I got to work on. So
yeah, you do. Yeah, that's all right, though. It's fantastic. It's good to. You've done a good job.
Here's our top 5. It's Holt, Smith, McCarthy, Turner, and Joe Causey.
Yeah, Causey again got hurt by missing the box, had to back up, and the other 3 in front of him took full advantage of it. Great pit stops as well. So Causey did a 13.2. Makes you wonder if he didn't take all 4 tires too.
If I'm packed up, if I had that, I'd make sure. But they have to make that call before they get to the pit lane, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
And so here we got, this is our 12, our positions for our 12 Cup cars. As should be coming back to green here. Here is our 12 Xfinity Series cars, how they're standing.
I tell you what, that man wearing number 56, he had a good qualifying. I keep an eye on that. I'd be a little surprised if Nathan doesn't come out of somewhere in the Xfinity, because he's been running well.
And then our trucks, our 15 trucks, with looks like 9 are remaining, so 6 of them are either in the pits or out.
Yep. 9 are remaining. Yep.
We started with 39 drivers. That's a lot of cars.
Yeah, we're down to, well, depending on what you look at. I mean, Dave Desparis is still showing as on, but he's been in the pits for quite a while. I guess he's running now. But yeah, we've lost quite a few already so far. Most of them trucks in that big melee that, you know, the Kathy Joe said ouch on.
Yep.
So that was quite the accident.
This is our Mckinney Setup Shop LLC. If you're looking for a setup, check out Mckinney Setup. That's for cars not running fixed series, but they can tune these cars as well. And I mean, they can tune them quite a bit. Those guys at Mckinney do a good job of providing open sets for drivers like me that just ain't got time. So Greg Holt, your leader. We had 2 cautions for 9 laps, which we're still working on that second caution. 39 racers started the race, and Josh Saucy, the 81, still the fastest car. There's at 77, I believe, sitting there waiting.
Yep. Yeah, he's probably just waiting to go as everybody goes by, because he is showing a lap down.
Yeah, they're all the trucks are all a lap back, and
Yeah, I think
everybody
that's
else is
probably
on the
why we've been
lead.
running I believe that's why we've been running under yellow, so the trucks could all get where they needed to be. So it looks like we're set now. Hopefully this will be the last one, and he'll dip off and we'll get going green.
So we're doing pretty good here.
It's interesting watching how many screens, you know, we're all looking at. I've got the giant screen, I've got the screen in front of me. It's so much back and forth, and then I'm looking at you know, the comments as well. So that's good. Green flag is waving, and they are off.
Now we're getting requests for more trucks, so let's try to get to the trucks. We'll get back to the trucks here for a little while.
Absolutely.
I thought we were showing trucks a little bit with the Xfinity cars, but I guess we need some more people watch some more trucks. All right.
That's it. Looks like Jorge Canales is actually being challenged right now back in the trucks. Mark Proctor on the inside of him was pushing pretty good, so that should be a good battle for the rest of the night. Looks like he got around him, as a matter of fact. He did indeed.
Yep.
So the 77 car jumps out in front of the 71, takes the lead as far as the trucks are concerned.
Yeah, and they're like right there on the back of the Xfinity series.
They sure are.
They like that high side. Got to get up and around them.
Jorge almost had a little too much high side there as he shot up behind. I think he took a lot of air off of the 36 there, kind of pushed him up a little more than he wanted.
They're going to need to start working better in tandem. That 4 to 13 are working pretty good there to catch them up to the 71.
Yeah. Then they break off. I don't know. I'm not sure what the trucks are doing, but I mean they hold well with the Xfinity cars once they're up against them.
Yep. There's Thomas Teagan, the 39, and he's in the draft of the 4 if he can stay with him and he can catch up with this group up front here. Is that 40's with him? Like I said, they're just not lined up. That's the thing. They need to line up their nose and their tails so they can get that tandem thing going on.
Yeah, real quick, I saw Turtle with a name like Turtle. You would think he'd be slow, but he just pulled the fastest lap in the draft. So that just popped up on us. So interesting how they're still hauling. A lot of moving going on up front, up in the big boys.
And then that rounded back still can't get used to that. Gilbert just putting up the fastest, that number 7.
Yep.
You see, they're not as boxy. They're almost looking more like they are IMSA cars now. That rounded rear end.
Absolutely. Well, and then the lights will be working too, so that'll make an interesting thing on the road courses. So. Trucks are still there.
Woo,
That 36
dancing
car,
around.
I'm telling you, the 36 car, he's been in it. Richard Crane, I gotta hand it to you, man. You're driving. Well, you've definitely driven your butt off because it's gone. But man, the fact that you're holding on to that car with all that behind you, pretty impressive driving. That's a good-looking paint scheme on that 77 with that digital camo there, the pink digital camo.
All right, while we're in a spot here, let's try to see if we can get through the field. There's Luke Smith, number 10 Crush.
Took over the lead. How about that?
In that nice little paint scheme, and there's my 24 there with Kayla.
Yeah,
And then number 24, the second spot, the Exalta car. We got Greg Holt in the number 3. They're looking pretty good in that triple threat car there in the front. Andy Turner now in that 35. And then Joe Causey, the 8 in the Sparko. Let's see if I can get a better shot here. Here we go. Chris Wheeler in the 22 car. And the turn 3 is on this side of that. And turn 3 is, I believe, the broadcaster that they have for the rest of the season. And then there's Turtle, and he's got the turtle shell. I believe that is a wax. I'd have to double check with the guys. And then Taco also with the turtle shell on the front.
There you
number
go.
17. And Kevin Bernheim in the 28 car. And Dave Gilbert, who's got the fastest car on the track right now, at least the fastest time. You got the U.S. Air Force on the back of the car. Maybe that's what's helping him. Aim high.
That's it. He's been pulling some. He gets in pretty tight there. So.
There's Nate Johnson in the 88, which is Kathy Joe's favorite looking car, and then there's Saucy behind him in the 81. And we were talking about him and the way he's got that car painted up. Let's go back to the Xfinity Series and let you run through these.
So you got Patrick Anderson running in first place, looking good in his car there. It's not a bad looking paint scheme either in the 99. Right behind him in the 48 is Michael Gitchell. That was the one car that it stood out for me before, so he's looking good there. 61 car of Keith Fonseca running there in the third spot behind Michael Gitchell. And then there's Katie's favorite car, Bill Klingbill. He's looking good in the 83. Nathan Manwaring on the outside there in the 56. He moves up, moves back, moves up, moves back. I still say he might be the one to watch. You got the Busch car, Dakota Kramer there. Good-looking car, as I said before. With him, you got Mark Ackerman in the 37 on the outside. Again, Xfinity going 2 different rows here. Jeff Ramsdell in the 97, current 8th position there. That's a good-looking Exalta car as well. Looks like the 43 on the outside. Mike Aylward, good-looking car, keeping it out on the outside. Likes that speed, I would imagine, out there. Richard Crane, there he is. There's the man, the myth, and the legend running with that hanged up in the back, but he's hanging in there. 10th position in the Xfinity cars. And then you got Adam Benefiel. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He's been up and down, but he seems to have a problem holding it down in one spot. But he's doing a good job hanging out there.
We got Mark Proctor leading the trucks here in that 77. He's got that digitized paint scheme on the bottom aprons there. And it looked like the 13 was outside, but he's not for position. There's Jorge Canales in the 71 in that Odyssey battery car. John Humphrey behind him in that number 4, kind of black and blue, looking for some sponsors, looks like. Thomas Teagan, the Rockstar 39. And behind him is Josh McKinney in that Prospect Gaming number 11. Matthew Kopp back to blue. I like that. Look at that number 46. I love that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. And number 13 of Jacob Hirsch. He's 3 laps down. And Billy O. Smith in the 40. Go. Was that Roll Tide? What's up with that?
Roll Tide. Yes, indeed. Got the elephant on the side.
Yeah, so, and those are the rest of you guys are on pit lane. So that was going through the field for you, everybody. So hopefully everybody got some FaceTime there. The 11 is Purdy, she said. Let's go back to the 11. Josh McKinley, little mint green and white car there.
Yeah, and he's been running well. He's one of those ones when he gets to the Xfinity pack, he seems to hold really well in the draft. He's lost it a little bit now, but I tell you, he was one of those ones we were noticing earlier.
Look at that pack of Cup cars as they come sailing by as we got our fixed cameras picking up the races here.
How good do they look coming through? They're definitely a lot quicker. Holt still seems to be trying to see if he can make moves. I'm wondering if he's not just trying to set himself up for the end.
Look back here, our Xfinity drivers with our fence cams and our gopher cams.
Gopher cams are the best.
As long as they didn't get run over.
That's right. That is true.
This last at the Indianapolis road course, it would have been neat to put one on one of those on the bumper that got tore off, the turtle shell that came up.
Yeah, he's I tell you, that track really ate some cars up. That was something.
Back here with our trucks now, as they're intermixed with the Xfinity cars.
Mark Proctor still pulling them around. Jorge Canales right on his bumper again. Surprising move there. John Humphrey's caught up as well. He's in third. The 4 car, that one you were talking about needs a sponsor, but he's running really well right now.
A lot of people running around. Oh, down under. Evasive action, but nobody around. That's good there. The number 97 Exalted Xfinity car here with Jeff Ramsdale.
A lot of Exaltas out there. That sure looks like Jorge pulled back around. He is now leading in the trucks. That's a good thing. He's been the strong truck the whole night so far.
Yeah, it's just one thing about this triple threat that we have is there's action everywhere, and my camera people can't get to me fast enough. I almost need a cameraman for each series.
I was gonna say, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is tough for this camera guy sitting there having to talk about it and find the racing at the same time. So I apologize if we didn't get enough of your drivers in. We're just past halfway now.
Yep, 44 minutes left in the race, and just it's been action the whole time. Just really good. Again, Xfinity, these guys have been 2x2. They've not really lined up and run a long line yet. So
we definitely need our viewers to put in chat who they think the best paint scheme is, and then we'll try to see if we can if we can talk to the driver of that car at the end of this thing.
that'd be good. I'd like to.
Because we will talk to we'll talk to the winners in each series. But I'd like to talk to somebody we'll call it the fan favorite. So y'all tell me who the fan favorite is. Leave it up to our fans watching at home.
I can't see the YouTube, so you're gonna have to tell me how that's going. I can see Kathy Joe on the Facebook feed, certainly. But
Yep. On board here with Joe Causey now, moved up here.
he's up in the 5th place now.
Yeah, I have all 3 chats on my screen for me, so.
I'll just have to add another tablet. I think I can.
Yeah, you want another screen?
Just add another screen. It'll be fun.
And Clayton Richards says 77. So we might need to mark one for Mark Proctor in the 77, who is on pit lane. So as he's with he came in with the 4, and that's that digitized paint scheme we were talking about right there, the pixelated down there.
I can agree with it. Like the wheel color too.
A goon squad. I like that.
That's right. Let's see. So Kathy Joe earlier had her pick.
She said Nate Johnson. I believe it was the 88.
Right. Yep, Nate Johnson.
And then Anderson, Chip Kelly says Anderson. So is that the? Are we talking the number 99 of Patrick Anderson?
Yeah, that's the only Anderson we got, so we're going to go with 99 Patrick Anderson. All right. I'm writing these things down so I can remember. There really are. There's
That's right, Kathy Joe. You can never have enough. I got 4, and that's not enough. Here they come down pit lane.
Yeah,
It
they're
is
all
busy,
coming.
busy, busy.
Oh, they got to be on the brakes hard, too.
3 wide down pit lane. They're racing down the pit lane as well.
A couple of them stayed out. Andy Turner, Kevin Bernheimer, and Dave Gilbert still out on the track.
Wow, I mean that's just like NASCAR. Look at that, boom, 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 and the number 27 burns it out of there.
Yes, he does. He didn't take long to get in and out at all.
Thomas Meyer says 77.
77. That's
So that's 2 for the 77.
Proctor. That's right. That's right. That is a good scheme. I'm not gonna lie.
There's smoke all over the track as they're kind of getting back
Wow.
on the track. Chip Kelly
Yep.
says 99, which
All right,
is
that's
same. That's the same person. Chip said that's Anderson. So
Okay,
just want to
all
make
right.
sure we get that right.
I got it.
So
Andy Turner. So the 3 that stayed out are now on pit lane. Andy Turner, Kevin Bernheimer,
Dave Gilbert.
Yep.
Yep.
How about that 36 hanging in there? I can't tell you enough. I really, that's been impressive. Go Richard Kane there, just he's moving around. Again, amazes me. There's an inside view, his onboard. Just driving, man, he's driving well right now. His car seems to be working. He's either figured out how to drive it with the back end like that, or it's just coming to him. But man, oh man, he's looking good right now.
And he's got that spec map set up with that chrome color. I really like the way that chromed red is on that car.
It's gorgeous, absolutely. When it goes through the lights, not a bad looking car. Other than missing the back end, he's fine. He looks good.
So Nate Johnson fell back to the 22nd position. He's one of the Cup cars. He's almost on the tail end of the Xfinity's car, so not sure why he's back there. Maybe pit strategy. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully that works out for him. Trucks are tight.
40 minutes.
Trucks are tight again, so.
Yeah, they're in the mix here.
Looks like Tegan jumped around. Tegan took the lead from Canales, and then you got Proctor in there as well. Those trucks are really racing well right now. I tell you what, that's a good bunch right there.
Yeah, they're working that high line at 39 in the 4, and Proctor in the 77 is just looks like he's drafting off that 61 Xfinity car, and we got a car coming down pit lane here. That's Manwaring.
Manwaring, yep. Having a good race today. He's been having a great race, so.
Man, I did not expect to see the trucks hanging this well with the Xfinity cars, to be honest.
No, I expected them to have their own race kind of off to their own until people came around and caught up to them, but they're really running well right now. And here's the problem. There's your problem right there. When Xfinity wants to bump out, they've got to, they're just going to take that spot.
Yeah, they just jumped out in front and slowed the 39. As the 39 and 4, we're actually looking to go around all the Xfinity cars on the high side.
Yeah, and they're working well right now.
And that's the leader of the Xfinity. That's Jeff Ramsdale down there, the number 97.
They got Bill Klingbeil right behind him, and then again Richard Kane, surprise of the race for me, the number 36 car, hanging in there. He's in 3rd place right now in the Xfinity Series.
So 38 minutes left in the race.
77 looks like he's going to come back around. I don't know. That bottom line seems to be working really well for Proctor. there he takes the lead right there for the trucks again. So good looking truck driving. Looks like he took a little shot in the back too. Must have been earlier on.
Well,
I don't remember seeing that much damage to
A
it.
thing to work about the trucks, or right now with the Xfinity guys, is they look like they've been out there for 27, 28 laps, so they're going to be coming back down here eventually, because they can't stay out there much longer.
Now, and there you see Richard Kane. He came off hot, diving down onto the pit lane. So you're right. They're gonna need to come down soon. And that might be why we're seeing the trucks hang with them so well. Just cars giving away, and the trucks are just, well, they are battling, aren't they?
Looking good out there. The race is these 4 trucks in the middle of the Xfinity cars. They're definitely they got to worry about the Xfinity cars. They got to worry about the trucks on their outside. They're having the wheelman's race.
So it looks like Causey just jumped around the turtle. Now you got Holt and Causey sitting out there 1 and 2 right now. Those 2 guys have been the fastest the whole time, so it's interesting to see how good they are working right now.
We have a 5-car breakaway for the top 5, as we have, or maybe top 6 here.
Yeah, these 2 guys here. The Busch car is actually he's out there. That's Dakota Kramer. He's actually Xfinity car. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so the top 3 cars are together, and then there's a break back to Smith, McCarthy, and Wheeler.
Yep, and there we go. Luke Smith just posted as the fastest lap that time around, and he's just being pushed around.
That number 10 ride, that's that Crush car. We got the 24 of Kayla McCarthy pushing him, the 22. So he's got the 5-car train working to catch up to the leaders.
You'd think that's going to catch up pretty quick, and you can see them trying to stay as tight as they can. You got to get a little more on that back gap. If you can get all of those cars together, yeah, you see right now they're on the back of the 2 Xfinity cars there that are.
And they're going to challenge high, and here they go. They're challenging to the high side. Causey with the fastest lap that time with the 45 260.
And that's just Holt pulling them around. But yeah, these cars. They're coming in a hurry now, and someone's gonna have to make the decision, jump in front or let him go.
The Causey down low, the 5 cars high, and Holt holding that bottom line. We saw Holt earlier doing better on the high side, so I wonder if Holt's gonna go up. It was like Causey just went up to the high side.
Yeah, Causey moved up, absolutely.
Yellow out, caution.
Like Klingbill and Fonseca were on the pit when the yellow came out.
And that is a good thing for them, because they will get their service done and then come back out in front of those that are going to get servicing done now. I assume everybody coming back down again.
I would have to assume at least Xfinity coming down again. How long is I don't know. Let's see how long
The guy that didn't want to see this was Jeff Ramsdale, because that's going to put him into the back of all the Xfinity cars, because he's definitely going to have to make a pit stop, but the other guys are not necessarily going to need to.
No. It looks like some of them are pitted 3 times. Mike Elward, he's pitted 4 times. So he's going to move up. He'll probably be more towards the top. Yeah, Ramsdale's only pitted twice, according to the screen. So yeah, he's running on. He's got to be gripping that wheel with white knuckles. Good overhead view there.
Wonder if he is running out of fuel. Let's try to see if we can get in his car.
He was weaving back and forth. I don't know, is Crane pushing him?
Possible.
He's definitely on him.
Yeah, he's pushing him.
Yep.
Like the 97 out of fuel.
How about that? He was running too long. I mean, he's the only one out there that hasn't pitted more than twice. So.
Ouch! Ouch again!
Gotta pay attention to that. I mean, he was running well. I'll give him credit, but he just ran it too far.
He may have wanted to get on the pit lane when the caution came out, closing pit lane. That's a possibility. I would have taken the penalty for that, though. No, do not want to run out of gas and take that penalty.
No,
a lot worse.
no, absolutely not.
That's Holt there leading the way.
Yep, looks like he went in for his fourth time. All of those guys coming out. A couple of them are only on 3 stops, but interesting to just come on in. I mean, you got 32 minutes left. Get the best you can out of your car.
With 32 minutes, they're still going to have to pit for fuel again if we go green to the end. And the admins have given Jeff Ramsdale an EOL. That's just basically because he's slow, and if you didn't and he's on the track, you would get a passing under yellow flag. So they give him that to ensure that he doesn't cause anyone to get a passing under yellow flag.
Well, that's good for everybody else, huh?
Well, yeah, iRacing is pretty particular about that. If you try to advance under the caution, you're getting a black flag. It's pretty quick and pretty easy.
Showing Richard Crane back on the pit, even though he pitted just before the caution. I don't know if he drove through and then went back out again, but he's back out on the track. That's the 36 car. There he is. So he's just coming back out again. I don't know if he just topped off. I don't know what he did there, but
trying to see if he fixed any damage, which looks like he could definitely use a car right now.
yeah, he was in there for about 15.6 seconds, so don't know what he could have done there, but that's all right. He's back out and running again.
So Luke Smith here with that front 4 with Holt, Causey, Rush, Smith, and Wheeler, and Saucy and McCarthy. They've been running up front the whole night. So these Cup guys have really been kind of like trading who's the lead going to be, right?
They really have, and it's going to be interesting. I don't think there's, I mean, you see Tyler Turtle Rush now up there in the 3rd position. For the longest time, he was running about 8th or 9th, so he's moved up quite a bit. And you're right, they've changed the spots quite a few times.
It's a lot of you know, they're all pretty evenly. The drivers pretty even. That's what I was trying to come up with. in the Cup Series, 12 drivers there. So basically anybody's race, and that's what I love about Daytona and Talladega both, is the talent pool kind of thins out a little bit, so everybody is all together, you know, it's like bunched up, you know, where some of the other cars are a little bit different. So we got McCarthy 2018 saying let's go 24, so we'll call that a 24 for Kayla.
All right, Kayla gets a vote. I like that.
And then McCarthy Racing, I like that. I didn't see that on the hood earlier.
Again, that's a good-looking car, of course, if it had what you were looking for. But
If it had a Liberty on it, it would be over the top, you know. So
I got you.
Kayla doesn't want to be over the top. Keep the car clean. You know, over the top gets a target on their back. You know?
Well, Kayla's been driving pretty good, so shout out to that. And Kathy Joe, as your husband, yeah, he's right. You cannot have enough screens. So tell him I'll be adding screens.
All right, this is our coverage of the split decision triple threat into being 95 here at Daytona International Speedway, Daytona Beach, Florida, under the lights for the first race of the season for split decision.
And been an absolutely great race, wonderful to follow. Xfinity has not let us down at all. Those guys have been up, down, all around, two by two, so great racing.
We'll be going back to green flag here as the lights are out on the pace car. Just going to remind everybody that our series sponsor is Into Being LLC. They're a medical device prototyping and consulting firm based in downtown Saline, Michigan. They work with clients throughout the entire product development process and specialize in providing guidance through the complex regulatory pathway required for medical devices. So you're going to check out Into Being LLC and give a little love to the title sponsor. It looks like we're going to stay yellow one more as we see the flag man there.
Yep.
Gotta love the flag man. He's got to hold that flag. And iRacing did a lot of help with that because we used to pick on the flag man because he used to look like he was just like he was going to throw his arm out. And they give us some more animation. Oh, yeah, it's full. Packed house.
That's right. That's right. And why not?
Well, we saw the temperature like 68
That's
degrees.
Exactly right. That's beautiful.
They check that weather again by Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. 67 degrees on the track, 65 in the air.
How about that? That's good-looking stuff right there. I'd be there live if I'm calling the race right.
Man, this is beautiful. We can only hope, like, cause we didn't have that weather here in Maryland and Delaware. I can say that much.
For sure. That's for sure. Hot and humid today.
Well, for you guys, hot and humid here in Maryland was all wet. wet, and more wet.
I could make a comment about that, but I'm going to leave Maryland all alone tonight.
We're a little soggy today.
That's right, a little soggy.
All right, we're going to get... Whoa! Contact under yellow.
What on earth happened there? The 5 car suddenly goes out. Looks like you had another car involved in that as well.
The 61 was involved in that. I'm not sure what happened there.
Fonseca and Dakota Kramer. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe they just didn't like where they were sitting.
I don't know. We just saw the 2 cars jump out of line, so I'm not sure. We'll see what they say about that. So. Oh yeah, Kathy Joe, caution breeds cautions.
No doubt, no doubt. And these guys are too tight and wound up and ready to go. And 25 minutes left in the race. You know they're going to start pulling on that wheel. Yep.
Going back to green flag racing. Holt will take him to the flag with Causey behind him. Green flag in the air going up into turn number 1.
Waving it hard, and Holt jumps out pretty quick, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely jumped out. And you see this line of cars. There's our Gopher Cam in turn number 1.
Coming by and shaking them hard.
Onto the backstretch they go. There's that 60. Whoa, cars around. The 10, the 8. It's the big one.
Yeah, it's all of them. Wow, look at that. Holt's the only one still out there. The 8 car, the 10 car involved.
Oh, more cars around. Caution is now out. Upside down is the 56.
How about that?
A big one.
There are cars everywhere. There's smoke everywhere. This is going to take a while to figure out here. And yeah, the 58 is not going to go anywhere on his. Just the FYI, there's going to be nothing happening there.
All right, there's the 10. So we backed it up. Here's the replay. Oh, definitely evasive action up front between the 8 and the 27. The 81 and the 22.
Yeah, Turtle had a heck of a run.
Oh, there's the contact. The 8 and the 27. The 10 goes around.
All off. Look at him go down there, down to the wall. Quite a few hit the contact the wall. And then behind them, there's just, oh my goodness gracious. Man-wearing. Well, so much for my choice tonight. Mr. Man-wearing.
He sees the smoke
down.
And up the track they come. He looks, oh, there's a car in the way.
Oh, that's what it was.
He got launched over Holt, it looks like.
You know, that's what happens when turtles are in the road. You know, turtles come in the road, you don't see them, you hit them, and boom, big accident.
Ouch.
Yeah. Man-wearing probably has a headache right now, I would assume.
It wasn't Holt, but it was a car similar. It was a gray car that the 56. It was sideways, and he didn't see it. And in the car, it's hard to see. The smoke happens and debris everywhere. And I mean, what do they say in Days of Thunder? Aim for the smoke.
Aim for the smoke, and that's what he did. I mean, he made the right move, went to the outside, and then the car just came up right in front of him, had nowhere to go. So, big wreck, took out a lot of cars. We'll see how many people are going to use their
fast repair. That's right.
I need a new car. I don't know that Tyler's got one left. I'll be honest. I think he's already used his, so should be interesting to see. He is on pit road right now.
We got Xfinity cars to the lead with Alward and Kramer.
And well, Howard has been in several times, so he's got to be pretty good right now as far as how far he can go. He's pitted 5 times.
No, he's on 8 laps on what he's got currently, so I think he'll still need to come in. I'm not sure that pitting here gets them to the end with only 65% fuel.
No.
We'll see.
Kramer's got 1 on his stint, but he ran this third. Well, he ran that third stint a long time. That's the Busch car. Ran it a long time, and so Dakota Kramer, he's only on the 1 lap right now. Lots of repairs being used. I'm looking up and down the repair list, and there's a lot of 1s being popped up right now.
Oh, I actually do get to see that. So yeah, so that is actually showing up for us. So right now, so Alward, Kramer, Holt,
Kayla
Gitchell,
McCarthy.
Gortman, all these guys have the top 8 cars still have a car in the shop, but McCarthy looks like she's the highest in 9th position, 4th overall in the Cup cars. Did take a car.
Yep, she just used it. I just noticed that because she was up in the melee of it all. So looks like Holt's coming back down again.
Maybe you're gonna top off to make sure he's got enough gas. Maybe he thinks he's got enough to get to the end.
This will be a 6th time on pit lane. I don't know what he does if he does a splash and go. Can they do a splash and go on this?
Sure can.
Well, let's see what he does.
There it is.
Yep, sure enough.
Splash and go.
So he's counting on this thing to go green once they get rolling. If the big ones happen, you never know. But again, a lot of cars have used their 1 repair, so there isn't going to be a whole lot left. Canales had to use his, it looks like. Oh no, Jorge did not, but Matthew Kopp, Teagan, McKinney, Humphrey, they all had to use that. So interesting in the trucks, they're all 2 laps down there.
Kathy says, "Oh yeah, it's gonna get good now."
And then she says, "Carnage."
She called the big one.
She did. She saw it.
There's Taco leading this thing.
How about that? The Taco has risen to the front. Got a little heat on him now. There's, a matter of fact, there's Nate Johnson. There's Kathy's car right behind him.
Yeah, and he was all the way in the back. He was in the 12th spot for the Cup Series.
Yep. So the accident has moved people around. Again, I wouldn't worry about Greg Holt. My thought is he just topped off so he can run the long time. 19 minutes left. Probably by the time they go green, there you go. He's pulling off now.
All right, Taco leads us to the green flag.
Can he hold on? 19 minutes to go. Get the Taco rolling.
That front 3 off pretty quick. Going to put a gap on the 4 through 8 cars.
If they can stay that way, that might be okay. If that other team, if they stay lined up behind them, I don't know how long it'll take for them to catch them.
Kathy says we're slacking. We were supposed to call the big one.
Well, sometimes others get it right, Kathy. I don't know what to say,
When there's this many cars and this many packs, we're having a hard time keeping up with all the action and without trying to figure out when the big one's happening.
That's exactly right. But hey, like I said, Kathy's there. She's watching it. She's on the ball. So thanks for keeping us going there, Kathy.
And Luke did take a car on that last pass, so
he did. Yep. And he's been fast all night. So new car, new running. I mean, he's going to have to lock up and go, though. New leader there, Patrick Anderson, down in the 99 car Xfinity Series. We talked about him, just a little bit, but he takes the lead. Ramsdell is back and running second in the 90. No. If you go back to Xfinity, they're all dancing around now. Mark Ackerman must have been on the outside. There you go, Ackerman on the outside, Patrick Anderson on the inside. These guys have been running good all night. I mean, just watching them back and forth, so good racing there.
It looks like your buddy might have taken a car. Let's see.
No, he's still running.
He hasn't. I would say he's doing pretty good for still having a back end problem.
Richard
Wow.
Crane.
Yeah.
Richard Crane. He's doing good. Richard Crane's doing great. But now these cars have just been. It's been fun to watch them. It really has.
A lot of dancing around in the Xfinity Series. We're gonna jump back up to the front here with Taco and Nate Johnson leading the way here, but they got a pretty big lead over the third place car as that big train leading by the number 10 of Luke Smith coming up.
Yeah, Kayla's going to get sucked up here in a minute, and it'll be all gone by then. By the time Kayla realizes it, that train's going to pass her. There you go. There it goes.
Well, they're not very tight. I would think Holt would have went up with them, but he ends up holding back maybe to grab and pick up Kayla.
Yeah, I think Kayla's going to drop quite a bit here. There was just this is a lot.
Now they're working the single file, and you see the top two off by themselves, but behind them, Smith, Wheeler, and now they're spread out some more. So it's like, as soon as I say they're following the leader, then they spread out. So.
Yeah, you see Holt.
Oh, around. That
Yeah.
was like it was Kayla.
Yep, I told you that there was just no chance. She was just going to get sucked up and put out the backside, and that's exactly what happened there.
Kayla McCarthy was moved out of the way as we saw that being picked up by the cameras.
Just too much speed. I mean, when you're out there by yourself, there's not a lot you can do. And when they catch you, I mean, those guys were coming in a hurry.
And she already had a car, so that might be it for her.
Yeah, as long as she didn't touch anything, I know she's on pit lane now. As long as she didn't touch anything, hopefully she'll be okay. We'll see.
It's already over 20 seconds. That's tells me she's getting repair work fixed. And I think she took a tow truck there, by the way, because they're even. The box and the lane time is the same.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's too bad for her. She was doing so well.
I think we've seen the end of the turtle as well. I don't think he's got much left. He's down.
And Kayla has Turtle. Kayla, yeah, definitely out. The Turtle's over 10 minutes now.
Yep. Taco Gortman still out there.
Out in the lead there. But now he's at 10 right behind him.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the man to watch. I tell you what, between him and Holt and Causey, those three have just been running beautiful tonight. But
Kayla McCarthy's team. Kayla McCarthy's team packs it in the hauler and heads to Vegas.
That's exactly right. She'll have to wait till next week to take another shot at this.
Caution.
Interesting. Here you still have Patrick Anderson, got back in the lead for the Xfinity cars.
Or it might have been the 37 here. See if I can find something here. Dancing around there.
Yeah, stuck in the middle where you don't want to be.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, man. Couple cars there. Not too much damage on the bottom car, but boy, oh boy.
Yeah, we saw that moving around. A lot of dancing going on.
Yep. Looks like a pinball machine. Drop back to the trucks. I see Matthew Kopp has moved up to take the lead over Proctor and Canales. So haven't talked about him much tonight. 46 car. That's the 46 truck. That's the one you like. That's a good looking design right there with the red, white, and blue numbers. So
back the blue, yep.
Back the blue, yeah. That's like the front hood there too.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. That's what Kathy Joe says.
Well, first she said weenies wobble. Actually, I like
I wasn't going to comment on that one.
I absolutely love that one better.
Anderson's leading the Xfinity Series, the number 99 Camaro.
There's Ramsdell again, still hanging tight. Has he been in as much? He's been in 4 times, so he's got.
They're on the same set of tires though. They're 9 laps each, so.
That's right, because Ramsdell stretched out that third run. So
Right, it was when it was being pushed, remember?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we're gonna watch the pits from the spotter stand. Had one of the cameramen that ran it told him to run up to the spotter stand.
Good view from there. Get to see everybody coming in. Taco pulling in.
Like gas and go for the 17.
Yeah.
You're gonna be bent out by the 88 of Nate Johnson.
There he is. There he is. That's the beautiful design that Kathy Joe pointed out, right?
Yep. Holt did not pit or Causey.
Well, remember Holt came in the last time, did a splash and go. He's on 9 right now, but you figure with 12 minutes left, I don't know if he's got enough or what. But he did that splash and go before we went green the last time.
About 4 laps every 3 minutes under green flag conditions.
Yeah, and he's running on yellow now, so he's going to try to stretch it, I have a feeling. Causey doing the same thing. Yeah.
I think they're going to try it. So Marty Brown says the 1761 and the 4. So, well, the 4 is not on the racetrack.
So Taco is the 17.
Yep. And the 61
is Keith
Fonseca.
Yeah.
And Taco is the 17.
Interesting.
Turtle shell.
Yep. That's Taco on the outside.
That Ford Mustang.
It's a good looking car. Now they're going to rear exhaust on those now, right?
I'm not sure. I thought I see something on the apron for them things, but I don't know. Skirt right there.
I know they got one lug now.
Yep, that's true.
And as you said, the back's rounded more, so.
Yep.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how it works in the air. I mean, they've shown tonight they seem to match up really well, bumper to bumper. You haven't had a whole lot of issues other than the big one, and that one was just because, man, he had so much speed on the outside. There was just nowhere to go.
That's the tail of the tape for the super speedways is somebody gets a run and somebody throws a block, and 2 cars the same spot cannot make.
No. No, and that was the Turtle. The Turtle got some speed, got up on the outside, went for it, and man, they just touched, and that was all she wrote. Looks like Proctor's now back out in the lead on the trucks with Jorge right behind him, and then Josh Mckinney in the trucks. Matthew Kopp dropped down 4th there in the truck series.
There's our trucks right there. There's our trucks there. Proctor, Jorge, and McKinney, Kopp, Teagan. So the top 5 are racing for position, and everyone else, we got the 6th. Smith is just 5 laps down. So we're getting ready to go back. Green flag here.
Pulling off. Yep.
With Holt in the lead and Causey behind him. And they're going to try to stretch with 11 laps on their cars, and Nate Johnson right behind him and Chris Wheeler. And they are on a full tank and probably tires.
They are on full, yeah. They're at least on a full tank. It looks like it says 2 on their stint, so they're in a good position. If the 2 up front don't make it, they're in a great spot.
Back here at that Xfinity group. There's Taco at 17.
I don't know if he might become the surprise. I don't know. I just don't think he has the speed to match the ones up front, but he's driven well tonight. And again, Nate Johnson up there as well. So
we're under 10 minutes now. 8 minutes just over now.
Just over 8 minutes, yep.
And you see this group here, nose to tail as the 11 or the 9 Cup cars.
And then you go back to Xfinity again, and you see those guys are just all over. Nate Johnson on the inside, looking out from his window there. He's going to try that outside line where everybody's gained that speed.
He's got 4 cars up there, and there's the Xfinity cars. And he's at a 2 by all the way. Oh, the 88 and the 22. Yep. Just 2 cars. That will not bring out a caution.
Well, and it doesn't look like they hit anything.
No, 88.
Nate
That's
Johnson
Nate Johnson's in the wall.
Yeah, he's in deep trouble there. Now, good news for Nate Johnson. He does have 1 car left, so he's got 1 he can choose.
But no caution, though.
No caution, that's right. So
that's going to hurt him.
Yep. You still see that line, Taco pulling the upper line. I don't know if they're going to have enough to rally around.
They are. Here they come.
Yep. They just can't stay tight together.
Yeah, it kind of fell apart, but they were graining off that corner, and then they just fell apart there. So they can get back to nose to tail and start catching up to that 7, and they'll definitely have the run. Try to go back up to the high side.
28 of Bernheimer for the first time. We haven't talked about Kevin Bernheimer there, but he's now in position, and he's leading that second group. As you said, if they get tight and stay together, they should gain some momentum here in a moment.
If they stay nice and tight, they'll be able to jump around the 7, use him as a draft, and just pick around him.
Now. They are on him now. Right now, they're all lined up. He's got to either let up or find a new way. He can't go down there.
Nope. Coming off this corner, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think Taco's going to take the guys with him to the high side. With just under 6 minutes left.
Yeah, this is going to be a good, interesting run here. I tell you what.
I need 7 cars staying nose to tail for the front.
Yeah, Patrick Anderson, by the way, back there. Look at that mess. Boy, I tell you what, these guys have been some of the best all night. I really, if Patrick Anderson holds on to this, that'll be saying something out of this pack.
Oh, look at that.
Just been
Gitchell down that bottom line is moving now.
So he's been there all night, too. Here comes the 11 truck. These 2 back here. I tell you what, Josh Mckinney, Proctor.
Oh, we're up close between the 99 and the 48. Coming off that last little bit there. And like I said, these cars dance a whole lot.
They dance a lot more than those boys up front, that's for sure.
Yeah, I said those 2 trucks back there definitely pulling off this draft.
Proctor is right up there on them. The other 2 trucks are back by themselves, but he latched on to this Xfinity group. He's been holding on them with them for quite a while.
You see that truck there to number 77?
Yep.
You see him right there at the end of this Xfinity group. He's just trying to get up in the mix there so he can run away from his buddies.
I don't think Jorge can get close enough to Mckinney. That's the problem.
All right, back up here to the Cup Series guys is watching them for right now.
Just over 4 minutes to go here. These guys are just duking it out.
Be interesting to see which one jumps first, because right now they're just content nose to sail. I think these guys, like the 7 and the guys behind them, Gilbert and Bernheimer, are just wanting to see what the 8 and the number 3 are going to do. I'm surprised that they're going to try to stretch it out, that they don't just kind of back it up a little bit, because being in the front, if you're trying to save fuel, is not where you want to be.
No, and they're on 17 laps now, going on their 18th. So with 3 minutes to go, I don't know if they have enough or not. And we're back to the dance, the ballroom dance going on back here. Just side
I think
to
they
side.
got enough, but we'll see. Because we saw the Xfinity cars going up to 30 laps. So
yeah,
this is the Xfinity race. Definitely a lot tighter and a lot more jockeying going on here.
See, the 11's gotten around. Mckinney has caught Proctor, gotten around Proctor now, up on that high line with the other Xfinity cars. Interesting that the truck he pulled out and around. So kudos to Josh Mckinney.
There's Patrick Anderson. I believe he's got a few votes for best paint today.
Oh, I tell you what, he should, but man, you know he's got to work the wheel right now.
3 minutes left.
He's white knuckling that.
The number 7 has gotten around. Oh, Holt and is got all the way. He's in the back now.
Yeah, Holt got pushed back.
And Causey as well. And Dave Gilbert leading the way here, the number 7.
How about that?
So the top 3 trying to finish this thing up here, and that's that 81 of Josh Saucy and that really nice little 81 car that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. 7 car looks good under the lights too, by the way. But look at these guys. I tell you what, banging and beating. Trucks are tight.
Those 2 trucks definitely fighting back and forth.
Yeah, I tell you what, Mckinney just lost on that. Proctor just really had a run, and I don't know if he's going to hold it on the outside or not, but McKinney's doing everything he can to just keep him to his backside. There he goes again. He's back up high. Great job by Anderson, though. Just holding off both lines.
So about a minute and a half here.
Yep.
And there's the side by side for the trucks.
Something will eventually have to give, you would think.
Something is definitely going to be. So we got Gilbert here with that Air Force car in that number 7 leading the way. He's got Kevin Bernheimer and Josh Saucy with him, and then a 1.6 second interval back to Causey. So I don't know what happened with Causey in the 10, but they're definitely going to need help with a caution or something to catch up for that.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much done there. I tell you what, they're pulling away, and they're not going to have too much trouble if they can hang on. It'd be interesting. 50 seconds to go. It'll be interesting to see if Bernheimer waits at the last minute and tries to work it out. But here they are again. Patrick Anderson really holding off a bee's nest right now. Looks like he stuck a stick in there, and everybody's just buzzing around him.
30 seconds left here. Man, it is heating up the Xfinity Series.
Get you on the outside. Got a little push. I don't know. The 37's all over him.
37 turned him a little bit and had it back out of it. That gives Anderson and the number 5 Kramer a little help.
Kramer.
So back up front here with Gilbert.
Oh, look at this. Look at
10
this.
seconds.
10 seconds to go. Someone's going to move somebody.
They're on the backstretch, so this should be it here.
That's right. Here we go.
Final lap.
For the race.
So Gilbert, Bernheimer, and Saucy as they come off the final corner.
Saucy's pulling up tight.
Oh, look at this finish. Oh, they turned to 7. Oh, no, there's 3. Oh, no. They clipped him. Oh, man. Kevin Bernheimer. Wow, what a finish there.
Absolutely insane. Patrick Anderson looks like he held off as well. Unbelievable. Patrick Anderson does an amazing job. Holds off.
He's coming now. He's coming now. This is their finish.
All right, here we go. I just momentum.
Whoa! What? Oh, man.
Oh, they spin at the end. Oh, my goodness, right into the wall.
And Mckinney comes across first for the trucks.
Whoa,
what a race.
Josh McKinney, heck of a job in that 11 truck all night long. He was in the mix, held with the Xfinity cars, and I think that's why he pulled that off. Great job by him.
We might have to try to get some people here.
Woo, what a finish. You can't ask for anything better than that. Kathy Joe's like, good Lord. Absolutely, Kathy Joe. What a finish. Just down to the wire. You had to know somebody had to push. And I tell you what, Causey had nowhere to go. He was, I mean, you know, Bernheimer just bounced off one, bounced off the other, and outlasted the rest. So.
Wow. So here's our results. Let's go with. Right, there's Kevin Bernheim, Joe Causey, Luke Smith, Dave Gilbert, Josh Saucy, Greg Holt, and Taco Gortman. Then Patrick Anderson gets the win for the Xfinity. Dakota Kramer, Jeff Ramsdale, Mike Alward, Mark Ackerman, Michael Gitchell, and Richard Crane.
Richard Crane, good job, Richard Crane, hanging in there the whole day. That was a nice job.
So I tell you, McKinney, we got a couple guys pulling down here, burning them up here.
Burning them up, that's right.
So McKinney wins the trucks. As Proctor, Jorge, Kopp, Manwing, Tegan, Smith, and a lot of other drivers through here as we go through. And there's our, lots of drivers out here tonight.
Yeah.
Hirsch, Taylor, Gaspar, and that's pretty much it. So, wow, lots of drivers, a lot of fun tonight.
Absolutely. This was his first time calling. I hope I did a good job. I hope I didn't embarrass anybody, but I tell you what a great job.
And then number 11, burning it down, and
there he
so
goes.
is Patrick Anderson over here. He's got his burning up here. So I'm gonna try to see if we can get with each of these drivers here as we talk to them. And try to. That was our race recap for
The Mckinney setup shop race recap.
There you go. That's what I was trying to say.
I got you. Devin Bernheimer, the leader. 5 cautions for 21 laps. 40 racers, and then the fastest lap, Josh Salsi. I tell you what, he had a beautiful car. He had a lot of speed, but in the end, he just caught up too fast. 45.260 on that lap.
Kathy Joe, appreciate the comments. My buddy here, Ken Cushy, having somebody up in the booth makes it so much better. And I'm glad that you guys had a good time. We're going to start talking to some drivers now as our race recap has been taken care of. So let's get in with our first driver, and that's the driver that's showing on the screen right now is Josh McKinney. Hey, Josh, you're in the booth with Harold and Cushy, man. That 11 car at Prospect Gaming, first across the line for the Truck Series tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race. Position means everything in Daytona, and we were there at the end,
Man, it looked great. But you guys, it's like when you guys got around the draft of the Xfinity cars, they pulled you with them.
Yeah, I knew I had to get around the 77 right there at the end. We were passing some slower trucks on the right. Ended up getting a little bit of damage there, but at the end of the day, we came out first, and that's what we wanted with the number 11 prospect, McKinney Boysenstown. Did
a great job, Josh, with winning the first race of the season for the trucks in this triple threat. I mean, this is our first broadcast here with One to Go Studios, and man, you guys definitely put on a show with the 3 different series out there, mixing it up, man. You guys must have had a blast inside those cars.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to racing the rest of the season. I am active duty military, so it's going to be a little bit difficult racing every race. But thank you for David and everyone else that support us and allow us to run in this league.
All right, Josh McKinney, number 11. You got anything for Cushy?
Yeah, man, I just wanted to shout out to you. Thanks for your service, obviously, but really great to watch you move the truck up and down. It looked like the Xfinity cars gave you a great pull. Is that what you were feeling the whole night?
Yeah, definitely. The Xfinity cars, especially at the end, that's what I needed there. That last caution really helped me. I was running a lap down to a lot of the truck guys in the mid portion of the race, but at the end, like I said before, we were right there when it counted, and I did what I had to do to get around the 77.
Great job, man. Great job. Just shout out to Kathy Joe. She wanted to thank you for your service. Said you're driving a sweet truck. Wonderful job tonight, Josh. Really enjoyed watching you.
Thank you, guys. And if y'all could go to McKinney Boysenstown on Facebook and Prospect Gaming 394, I'd really appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a good night.
All right, Josh McKinney, we'll get him back to his victory celebration, and we'll get on with the next one, Patrick Anderson, as he was burning down in that Camaro. It was pretty good. Pabst Anderson. Patrick Pabst Anderson, welcome to the booth. Bring that 99 here. You have people talking about you on the stream, saying it was a beautiful little paint scheme. Cushy and I said it looks pretty darn good here, and you got that thing into victory lane for the Xfinity Series tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good race. Like our team that we have, we have 4 guys in the Xfinity class, and we knew if we worked together that our team would be hard to beat, and we finished 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you guys did looked like a pretty good job there, and I mean, how was it looking in your rearview mirror and seeing the trucks dancing with you?
Yeah, we're used to that one. I was in this last year. I actually started out in the truck, so you know, it's it it's just going to be a battle that goes on throughout the entire year with us in the trucks.
So
It,
Patrick, it looks like you guys could run a little bit longer on fuel line or fuel run. I noticed a couple of you guys only took 5 stops throughout. Um, Pit strategies, things like that. Did it work out the way you wanted it to? Looks like in the end you had to do an awful lot of blocking and dancing to keep that spot.
Yeah, I mean that's just restrictor plates right there. Super speedways.
Yep.
A lot of blocking at the end, but like when it came to the pit strategy, it's pretty much only take tires at the stage breaks. Other than that, it's just fueling up just enough to get you by.
it was a lot. I mean, we saw a lot of saw that the Xfinity cars were the ones that had the hardest time of keeping the car from dancing around. You guys and I know a lot about that. The Cup Series seemed to be that their cars were just a lot more stable than your guys' cars were tonight.
And like we get a small push on entry when we're sucked up tight, but other than that, I think that the Xfinity cars, I mean, they handle the best on these tracks. We're going to be driving dump trucks the rest of the season when we're at the mile-and-a-half tracks and smaller.
All right, you got to thank anybody before we let you go. I mean, you got a lot of people on that paint scheme.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I got to thank, first my teammates right here, the 5 and the 97. The 36, I don't know what happened to him. Got to thank those guys, especially, and then, my paint scheme, like the one thing is, my sister, she got diagnosed with a lamb, and it's a degenerative lung disease, and that's my paint scheme this year. So it's pretty cool to come up the first time and get a win.
Well, you looked great. You did a fantastic job down the stretch. You blocked well. Richard Crane, he ended up just a little bit behind you. I would give him kudos too. He got dinged up pretty quick early on, but he hung in there, fought pretty well before you got Dakota Kramer and Ramsdale right behind you. You guys did an awesome job. Really fun to watch you, and I look forward to seeing you out there again.
Yeah, thank you, boys. Thank you.
All right, that's Patrick Anderson. We'll send him back, and we'll try to see if I can find Kevin Kramer. Get him right here. There's our car.
Bernheimer.
Yep. Bernheimer. So let's see what he has to say about that finish. Kevin Bernheimer, man, you're the winner of the first race of the season here at Daytona, the triple threat. Man, what a heck of a finish there. 3 wide coming out the fourth corner.
Yeah, that was it. I didn't want to win it like that, but I intended on pushing Dave there to the win, and I hit him about the same time Josh hit me, and then Josh went 3 wide, and Dave was on the apron, and we all kind of got stuck together, and I got into Josh, and he spun and got Dave, and somehow I just kind of moseyed on through there.
It was definitely looked like a pinball machine had gone crazy on the racetrack. Because I think each of you hit each other into somebody else.
Yeah, it's kind of he hit me, and I hit Dave, and then I hit him, and he hit Dave, and I hit him, and then we all kind of come across the line, I guess.
But man,
Kevin,
put you there first, man.
Yeah, Kevin, I was going to say the biggest thing was, I mean, Josh was coming with a fury. There were 3 of you guys there, and I kept thinking to myself, if he catches, you were going to have to be the one that has to decide, you're going to go left, you're going to go right, because, I mean, you saw what happened. One got turned, and the next thing you know, as Harold said, you're a pinball.
Yeah, you're just bouncing all around, and I couldn't lift when I got to Dave's bumper. Coming off of 4, I couldn't lift, and because he was right there, we'd been watching the interval, and unfortunately, he got to me at the same time I got to Dave, and that put Dave onto the apron, and then when
Yeah.
he come back up, and yeah, you just start pinballing around, but it's the last corner at Daytona, so I've lost one like that already this year, so I might as well win one like that, I guess.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, how does the new car feel to you?
Uh, you can drive it wherever you want it to go. It's never gets out of shape or anything like that, but it doesn't suck up too well in the draft or anything.
Interesting.
I mean, if you get a big gap, but if like right there at the end, I couldn't like when it was just me and Dave and Josh was about a half second back. I couldn't drive up and hit Dave.
Hmm.
I had to wait for Josh to get there, and then once he got with the, once he kind of got into the bubble on my back bumper, that's when I pushed me forward, and that's when we all kind of hit still when we were in a line, and it was on from there.
It definitely looked like these car that you guys were out of the 3 sets of cars we had out there. You guys were the most stable for sure, and like it sounded like you were saying that they felt like they were really connected to the track better than the other cars were. Xfinity cars put on a good show that they always do. Those things, they always dance.
Yeah, they're always all over the track. I was happy I didn't spend too long in the old Xfinity class in this league, so they're a handful everywhere you go.
All right, who do you want to thank, man? You got some people on this car that you want to thank, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I think the Brad Kozlowski Checkered Flag Foundation that I represent on the car every week, and I run them on my truck and all that. And DGR Cooter Racing and the Triple Threat Series, everybody for putting it on, and thank you guys for covering it, and everybody who watched. And hope it was a good race for everybody.
It was definitely a good race for us, I tell you.
Absolutely. It was a thrill a minute. I'm not going to lie. This was my first one watching you guys do this, and I absolutely had a blast, Kevin. So great job. Way to drive it through to the end and just kind of hang on, and good job on the first victory there.
Thanks. Thank you, guys. I'll take it. Have a good one.
All right, we'll let Kevin get back to victory lane. Cushy, who is our fan favorite?
Well, so there was a little tight voting here, but actually Mark Proctor, the number 77 truck with that digital camo, he actually comes out as the fan favorite. I mean, I had my favorite, but Proctor, good looking truck, had a good race, didn't quite pull it off. Mckinney, of course, we talked to him, but Mark Proctor kind of got the most votes as far as the trucks go.
Well, I don't see him anywhere on. Looks like he is already vacated the premise, so we weren't able to grab a hold of him, but we'll call him tonight's fan favorite tonight.
There we go. That sounds like a good thing.
So Mark Proctor, second place in the 77, and he gets the fan favorite for the night.
What a race. What a race.
So, first time in the booth for Ken, and did a pretty good job, I believe, and this was a heck of a series to start you off with.
Yeah, I was feeling a little overwhelmed at the first, when everything dropped, and then I thought, man, I'm enjoying it. I'm a race fan, and this has been an absolute blast for me. Like I said, I hope I did well. I hope I didn't do too much of damage to some of these guys talking about them and everything like that. But absolutely loved the cars, loved this racing, and I hope it stays for quite a while.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to be heading to Vegas next week. And I'm Harold Darner with One to Go Studios. We had Cushy up there with us. And until next week, we'll see you at the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's one to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and viewers